Hello, everyone. Mike here from Magnus Box, coming at you for a August Q&A session here. Beautiful Monday here. Today I have with me Seth, our development of internal tools. How you doing today, Seth?
Doing pretty well. Thanks for asking, Mike.
Let me turn this music down a little bit here. And I have Matt, a developer here. How's it going, Matt?
Doing pretty well. Yeah, it's raining out right now.
Matt is back from Mexico. He came back. You know, we're glad to have you back, Matt.
Thanks.
And then we have Luke, who's partner support specialist. How you doing today, Luke?
Good.
And then we have Kelsey, who is hiding in the background. She is handling all of the questions, comments, concerns that come in during the stream. So feel free to drop any questions in the chat below. We are going live today using StreamYard, our preferred platform, and we just wanted to have a Q&A session to kind of talk to everyone about the changes that are coming up here. Oh, in like what, 16 days? Is it like, I think it's like 16, 17 days, September 1st. So we have quite a few changes that are coming, and we want to be very transparent with what's going on and just kind of let everyone know what's happening, why this is happening, what our plans are, and what the future holds. So we sent out quite a few emails this month and a little bit at the end of last month regarding a plan change. And so what happened is that we had to introduce two new backup plans that will affect all Magnus Box partners. Got the Ring camera going off as usual. So what happened, though, is just kind of talk about what happened here is that our storage provider and some of our vendors here at Magnus Box that we use to provide backup solutions for MSPs, they hit us all kind of at the same time with price increases. And these price increases weren't small. They were pretty substantial amounts that they hit us with. And one of them gave us 2.5 months, 3.5 months to accept the change. And so the change that they made was going to be a huge financial impact to Magnus Box. Now, normally we would have absorbed that cost and taken the hit on that, but it was pretty significant, wasn't it, Seth?
It was, and it was short notice too. I know you mentioned it was 2.5 months, but that I've seen a couple of comments before about like how, we announced this like a month out, and we would have loved to give partners, as much time as needed, but like we were under the gun basically, so we didn't have a whole lot of options.
Yeah, and it was something that was out of our control. And so, I mean, it was a huge hit from our storage provider. A lot of our storage we host internally in our own data center here in Saginaw, Michigan. But a lot of our storage is with a third-party storage provider. It's pretty well known in the industry, and they increased their prices. I know one of the comments that came up were, well, the price only increased $1 a terabyte. Well, we were grandfathered in way before their current pricing. And so we had some pretty sweet pricing with that storage vendor. And I got to be thankful that we got to keep it for as long as we did. But when they did the price increase, they reached out to us and they called. And whenever a vendor calls, it's not a good thing. I was hoping they were calling to say that it was going to be a price decrease, but it was an increase. Couldn't get that lucky in 2023. And so because of that, and our other vendors that hit us with price increases as well, along with the team's coffee addiction and hot chocolate addiction for me, we had to launch two new pricing plans. And I'm going to throw them up on the screen here because we changed things around a little bit. Nothing too significant since the last update, but let me see if I can put it up on the screen there. So we came up with this pricing change. Now, this pricing change will affect every single Magnus Box partner. If you were with us from day one to today, your pricing will be adjusted to the Magnus Box Essentials plan. That is our current pricing that we had before. But there were a large number of partners that were on what we call legacy pricing. Back in the day when we first started, we had license fees from $5 to $15 for workstation and servers. And then we had our platform fee was $35 to $65, depending on which tier you're on. And then About a couple years ago, we went to Magnus Box 1, which was just one pricing plan, which worked out great. But so anyone that is on any previous plan, their pricing will be going to the Magnus Box Essentials plan unless they reach out to us through support at magnusbox.com and let us know that you want to be upgraded to the unlimited plan. And so I know that Luke has been dealing with a lot of support tickets. Have you had a few people sign up for the unlimited plan, Luke, at all?
Yeah, we've had a good number of people sign up for the unlimited plan. It's been increasing as the dates gotten closer. But yeah, if you ever do want to upgrade to that plan, just let us know.
Yeah, and so two things that the two most significant changes that came from these pricing plans were there is no more unlimited storage. That is something that we have been going back and forth as a team for the last 12 to 24 months. We've been talking about that, about the unlimited pricing, and we were able to sustain it for as long as we could. I mean, we held out for 4 or 5 years, guys. I mean, we are one of the few backup companies out there that had unlimited storage, and it was great. But we ran into some problems, which were there was a fair number of Magnus Box partners that were using a lot of data. I mean, quite a bit of data. And so that was one of the reasons why we had to change that as well. And the other major change that we have is the retention. So on the Essentials plan, we are going to allow 90 days of retention for your backups. Now, with that being said, 90 days is still quite a bit of time. That's a quarter, it's 3 months. And with that, we're only deleting snapshots and any purge data off the backups. Now, we have had comments where an MSP will say, well, we need to have 6-7 years of data backed up. I mean, that data should still be on your client's endpoint. That data should still be there. Our backup system should be the oh crap scenario where something happened, we got hit with viruses, ransomware, you name it. Someone deleted something, someone threw their laptop out the window, one of those scenarios. And so we have that 90-day retention. Now, if you need longer retention, we do have the unlimited plan. Now, it's not unlimited data, it's unlimited retention. And so with that, there's a little bit of a change. The workstation and the server license goes up by $5, but we're giving you disk image included in that plan change. And so that is something to help offset that. You also get a little bit of a discount on the Office 365 backup per user, but then you can set your own retention. Now, we still encourage people not to have unlimited retention, have some form of retention in there just to help keep those vaults clean, help to keep that data cleaned up within those storage vaults. I know I've been talking for a little bit here. Does anyone else here have anything that they'd like to add regarding the changes that we are implementing here with our pricing?
So far, I think you're doing good. I'm sure you're going down the sheet. Yep, basically the main difference between the two are the workstation and server licenses and the retention period. Yeah, so you're doing good. I'll let you take back over.
No, it's if I missed something, feel free to jump in. I mean, this was a whole team effort. I mean, I think we spent a good 2 to 3 weeks going back and forth on what we're going to do. I mean, once our storage vendor hit us with that notification of the changes, it was all hands on deck. It was every one of our team here had input into the changes because we knew it was going to affect everyone, and we didn't really have much of a choice on it. And if we didn't change, Magnus Box could not sustain that financial hit for very long. And so that's why we had to go down this route, or go down this road, I should say. Now, something else with this, the other big change is that with the unlimited data gone, you get 1 terabyte for a workstation license, and you get 3 terabytes of data for a server license. And just to make things easier, we're pooling that storage together. So if you have 1 server and 1 workstation, you get 4 terabytes of pooled storage to be used between those devices. So if your workstation, it's using, 2 terabytes of data and the server's only using 1 terabyte of data, you're still fine. And Seth, I'm gonna jump over to you in a moment because I know that you were instrumental in getting some of the billing system updates for our monthly reports. But Um, we made some changes to our monthly reports as well, didn't we?
Yep. So last month we included data usage at the device and user level. That was more of a preview than anything else, just kind of seeing to help partners gauge how much they're using currently, what they can expect for this upcoming month in terms of costs. We'll automatically basically automatically purchase any data packs that a partner needs for you. So it's not like you have to email in and say, I want to buy 10 data packs. When we run billing, we'll kind of go through and say, okay, Joe Schmo is using 45 terabytes. He only has 40 terabytes of pooled storage, so we're going to charge him for 5 data packs. And that's all reflected in the billing breakdown email that gets sent out with billing.
Yeah, and so with that, we have the, if you do go over that usage, though, we do charge a $10 per terabyte overage fee. The whole goal here, though, is that with the retention, that shouldn't be too much of a problem unless your client has a ton of data. And we know that there are some out there. I mean, we have a few that have some very large amounts of data for a single device. I mean, last year we had one that had 50 terabytes for a single workstation license. And so, but yeah, so Seth has made a lot of changes to the billing system. So that way, when you get your monthly expense breakdown report on the first of the month, it goes out automatically. I think it's like 9 a.m. Eastern time, maybe 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Like I'm
9,
getting
I believe. Yep, 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In that report, there's going to be 2 different columns, and one's going to show your amount of pooled storage on the right, and then on the left, it's going to show how much you're currently using. And so that way you can see which devices are using the most data. And then that way, if you need to, you can adjust that retention schedule a little more if you're on the unlimited plan, or you can unselect some things that are being backed up as well. One thing that I cannot stress enough, most partners, probably about 70 to 80% of them, and Seth will correct me or Matt will, they're not going to see any issues with the data packs at all. They're not even going to get assessed any of the fees because they're already under the limit. From what I could tell, at least. I mean, did anyone else see anything different regarding that?
Yeah, I agree. A lot of partners aren't going to be experiencing any extra data pack usage, and some, if they were already on our existing pricing and stay on the Essentials plan, may not even see an increase in price at all.
Exactly. A lot of them aren't even going to see a change. Now, there are some partners that we've been working with, and we've been trying to reach out to everyone. There are some partners that are using way over the usage. There's probably a good 30, I want to say, that are using over the allotted amount, and that would cause them to be charged for it. Now, I believe, Seth, we were discussing earlier that the changes are going to go into effect on September 1st regarding the plan changes. Something that we also were talking about was that we're probably not even going to charge the data packs on September 1st. We feel that we're going to wait until October. Wouldn't you say, Seth, that was what we came up with there?
Correct. So some of the partners that we've been testing with and working with internally and in terms of retention, we're noticing it takes a couple weeks for their data to be purged off. So we thought it would be more fair to apply the retention period and not start charging until that retention has had time to remove data.
Yeah, and so basically what's going to happen is on September 1st, everyone's plan is going to change to the Essential plan unless you decide to go to the Unlimited plan. And so what will happen is on September 1st, the retention will take effect. And then we're going to start running that 90-day retention on your backups on your account, and if you're on the Essential plan. And then starting October 1st, that's when we're going to start charging the data packs. And if anyone has any questions about this, or if there's any confusion, I know that this is a huge change to our platform. Please feel free to just email us or drop a comment below, and we'll answer it live on the air, or you can just email support@magnusbox.com and we can go over it together. And what we've also been doing here is we've been doing account reviews. And so we've had a good number of partners reach out, and we will go through your account and say, this is what your bill is going to look like. This is what we recommend. We're not trying to do this to get rich, to to stick it to any of our MSP partners. That's not the intention of these changes whatsoever. This was forced upon us as well. And so this, from the very beginning, when we started talking about this, we wanted to make sure that whatever changes we made had as little impact as partners as we could, just so that way we can keep going as a backup provider. But yeah, so if anyone has any questions, I know John, there's a lot of stuff going on. So if you want to reach out to us, John, just feel free to email support@magnusbox.com. You can even call me. And one of our team members, myself, more than likely, or Seth or Luke, will go through your account and we'll take a look. There's a great question here in the I see a great question that I want to address. Is it pooled per client or per partner? So it's for your entire account. If you have 100 devices and they're all spread across different clients, it's for your entire account. That's one of the ways that we wanted to make sure that we weren't going to be gouging anyone, because we've seen some partners where they're going to have 150 terabytes of pooled storage and they're only using 10 terabytes of storage. I mean, that's one that we've been looking at and working with recently. So that is a great question, and I appreciate you asking that. So yeah, it's pooled across your entire Magnus Box account. Seth, I know that we had some concerns earlier regarding partners that had a few devices that needed unlimited retention, but didn't want to have to move their entire account for unlimited. We had a lot of partners that had some concerns, didn't we?
We did, yeah. We kind of spent a long time discussing it internally as well. Had some great conversations, and I think we've settled on a good compromise, I would say.
Yeah, so did you want to go through that compromise, or did you want me to go through it, Seth? I know that you kind of spearheaded it, because, I mean, we saw everyone was asking about that concern, and I feel that we would have been doing our partners a disservice, injustice, if we would have said it's one way or the other. We're all about being flexible to a point. But what did we come up with, Seth? Because I know there's a few partners that want to have a few devices here and there that are on unlimited retention.
Right. So I spent, like I mentioned, a good portion last week talking with a lot of the members of our team. And what we came up with was sort of a twofold solution. So firstly, we decided that NFR licenses will have unlimited retention. So if you've only got 1 or 2 clients or 1 or 2 devices that need unlimited retention, you can pay for the Essentials plan, use those NFR licenses, get unlimited retention, and not have to worry about paying an increased price. For partners that have more than 3 devices, more than 3 NFR license devices that need unlimited retention, we have decided to allow mixing and matching of plans. There'll be more details in the coming days in terms of how to use that, but basically it's going to be reflected in the device name. So if you have a device that needs unlimited retention, you'll just add a -NF or a -UNL for unlimited to that device name, much like you would an NFR license, actually, very, very similar. And we will not enforce the retention period on that device. In terms of billing, those unlimited devices will be charged at the essential rate. So you're still paying, I mean, it's still the Essentials plan or the unlimited plan pricing, but sort of a mix and match compromise. The tricky part, or kind of the financial incentive to go with the unlimited plan, is you will still be assessed the disk image add-on fees. So if you have a device that has unlimited retention, but you're on the Essentials plan, then you're going to be charged a $5 disk image add-on if you're using that. Whereas if you were on the unlimited plan, it would be included. So a lot of information there, but basically, bottom line, NFR is unlimited retention, and you can use unlimited retention devices a la carte, basically. Yeah.
So Kelsey did put together this great graphic, and like I said, she's hiding in the shadows there, doing all of our comments in the background. So I threw it up on the screen. Basically outlines everything that Seth just spoke about. And so the goal is that you can use your NFR licenses, and those will automatically have unlimited retention. You won't be billed for those, but you'll still be charged for add-ons. And like Seth mentioned, that if you are on the Essentials plan, need a few devices, a handful here or there, you just tag them at the end with UNL in our billing system, and this awesome script that Matt has been working so hard on for the retention will automatically leave the retention alone for that device, but you will be billed at the $12 per workstation or $24 per server, with the caveat that if you're on the Essentials plan, you still have to pay for that disk image add-on. Disk image add-on is free and included only if you're on the unlimited plan. And I think that's a great compromise. I mean, we were trying to find a way to make this happen because we understand the pain points that, a lot of you are going to want to have to jump there and jump all the way to unlimited when you only have 2 devices that need it. And we don't want you to have a separate platform fee, a whole separate account. And we didn't want any of that to be an issue. And so I see John here asked a question. The $5 disk image is a monthly or per image? That is per month. I'm sorry, that's a monthly charge per device. And so if you have 2 devices and you only have one with disk image on it, you're only going to get billed $5 per month on top of your license fee if you're on the Essentials plan. So it's a great question. That disk image has always been kind of a la carte. You pick and choose on if you want to use it, great. If not, then you don't have to. So that was a great question. I really appreciate that, John.
Another comment there by Mr. Sterling was we didn't want to alienate partners who decide to switch to unlimited because we want basically. So the reason we're doing both the upcharge and the disk image add-on is so that there's so it makes sense to switch. Like if you have all the devices, if you're using UNL on all your devices and you're using disk image and such, it would make more sense to switch to that unlimited plan. So we wanted to kind of strike a balance between offering a mix and match while not making the unlimited plan sort of like completely redundant, basically, for partners that have already chosen to kind of go that direction.
And let's be honest, we don't want to kill Matt because how many times we've changed our plans in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, but that's exactly how it works, is that we just want to have some way to say, hey, if you need more than a couple of devices on unlimited plan, you should probably switch to the unlimited plan. And if not, there's going to be a disk image. You're going to have to pay for that on the Essentials plan no matter what. And like Seth said, it's exactly that reason. And on top of that, we're trying to streamline our billing. We've had so many different plans and so many different special circumstances here and there. We're also trying to just standardize our infrastructure, because I know when Luke does billing, sometimes I think he's pulling his hair out. I mean, that's why I had to give it over to Luke, because I lost all my hair. And so we're trying to see how much of his hair we can keep. But yeah, so if you have any more questions, feel free to ask.
John had a question. There you go.
Yep.
About external storage. Matt, since you've been kind of spearheading the script, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, because partners, because you guys own the external storage, we're not going to actually be enforcing retention on any of that. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, Seth or Mike, but from now onwards, going with like the limited storage plan, if you have anything on an external drive or like a local, anything that you own, we're not going to be enforcing anything. That's your property, that's your storage. We're not going to be messing around with that. So if we detect that it's local, we're just going to leave it alone.
Yep. And that was exactly, and Matt is 100% right. If it's your own external storage, we're not going to touch it. We don't want to touch it. Other than backing up data to it, we don't feel that we have the legal right to say, John, your 2 terabyte hard drive, you know what? You can only have 90 days of your data on it. If it's your device, have it. We still suggest you have some kind of retention on it, especially if the drive gets full. That's a whole nother topic for another day regarding a ticket that the drive got full. We don't want to go down that road today because Luke knows where I'm going, and that's been a long ticket for him. It's going to make him drink early, so we don't want that.
Right, and that is another option also, in addition to the NFR, the UNL device packages, is that partners do have local copies as well. So that's kind of a third. A lot of options for devices that might need unlimited retention.
But yeah, after this live stream's over, I'll have Kelsey post this infographic that she put together. Very beautiful infographic. Thank you so much, Kelsey, for all of the hard work. Everything that we post, it's not me because it would be a stick figure in Canva being used. So she's definitely got the expertise that I don't have. So, let's see. John had another question here. Let's see.
Mr. Sterling actually asked a similar question. I think the same question, actually. But that's correct. So the reason there's a charge associated with that is there was development time devoted to creating the disk image backup type, as well as it's a significant support investment. There's a whole kind of collection of different errors that are unique to disk image and such. So even though that data is being pushed locally, we do still charge the add-on fee for those reasons, for the development time that was required to create it and maintain it, as well as the support efforts that we put forth for those type of backups.
But the nice thing, and with that being said as well, though, even though we do charge for that, you can still do a cloud and a local backup for the same license. There's no, you got to pay for this one, you got to pay for the cloud storage, you got to pay for the local storage. It's the same exact. You can do whatever you want with that license. If you want to back up to local, have at it. If you want to back up to the cloud, even more power to you. And so it's definitely a great question. I appreciate that. But yeah, I don't think, was there anything else that we missed regarding, because I know we have one other topic, because we had a few changes coming on September 1st. So is there anything that you feel that we missed, guys, regarding these changes? September 1st is the date. And so like, just to recap that, billing for everyone's changing on September 1st. We will not be charging data packs until October 1st, because we want to let that retention pass run, because it does take 2+ weeks for that data to rotate out of the vaults. And it's just because of the way that it handles it. It deletes it over time. And so we didn't feel it would be right for someone to get charged data pack usage, and then it's just all being deleted in a month anyway. And so we held off on that. So, but was there anything else that we missed, Matt, Luke, Seth?
I'll just add, this is related to the new billing, as well as you guys know, some of your bills may be increasing. One way to kind of counteract that would be to apply the NFR licenses. There's still quite a few partners that don't utilize either any or all of their NFR licenses, so that can certainly help take your bill down. And now it has the added benefit of coming with unlimited retention.
To add to that as well, because Luke mentioned that, if you want us to start the 90-day retention ahead of time, which at this point it won't really matter too much, but if you want to see it, we can start that early just by emailing support and letting us know. We got to have a good handful of partners that went with 90-day retention ahead of time, because they didn't even want anything longer than that. It's just, we offered it, and we kind of created our own beast because we just left it there. Looking back, we should have said it a long time ago and just kind of let people change it, but we'll get there. Learning curve, right? But so should we jump into the next topic, since we've already got everyone's heads filling up with price and plan changes?
Yeah, I think the next topic is more of a positive one. I don't know. I think it's more positive.
So we had, what's that?
I said, yes, it is.
I thought you said we had an incident. I was like, yes, we did. Oh, no. Not a bad incident. Let's see here. Let's jump into this question. Then we're going to jump into the next topic. If you have any more questions, though, feel free to keep asking them, and we will come back to them throughout the rest of the segment. You can charge your clients for the NFR licenses. I mean, I know we call them not for resale. We don't care. We give you everyone 3 of them. You can use them on either workstations, on servers. You only get 3. If you go for a 4th one, Seth will find you, Luke will find you, and if it gets really bad, we'll send Matt after you. But you only get 3, and so you can sell to clients if you want. I mean, we hate charging a platform fee. It's a evil necessity of what we do. We kind of have to stay profitable. Otherwise, we'd have a whole bunch of people sign up and never use the platform. So NFR license could offset your platform fee.
You can change them as well.
Yep.
You can move them around. I'm not sure. Yeah. So if at any time you want to change it, just edit the device name. That can be done from the web dashboard or the application on the device itself. And then when we run billing, it'll automatically catch that change and apply the correct settings to that device.
And if you need
Another
help
way-
with changing the NFR, just let us know.
And another way to get the most out of it would be to apply it to servers as well to save even more money as well.
Luke's giving away all of our secrets today.
Yeah.
We want people to use them. That's why we give them out. I can't tell you the number of times I did billing and no one would be using their NFR. And I get that it's an extra step. Just adding dash NFR to the end can save you some money. And we want to try to save partners money. So we're going to flip over to our next topic. So we are leaving Connect Booster. I know. I've been saying it for a while. We are leaving Connect Booster. We had a number of problems with Connect Booster ever since the Kaseya merger or acquisition or whatever you want to call it. And everything was great with Connect Booster for 2 years. We've been with Connect Booster for 2 years. Once Kaseya came on board, things started going south with our relationship with them. We had issues such as every month we get threatened to be sent to collections for non-payment when it's on auto pay and it comes out of the account the same day they send the letter, to getting double charged and having to go 15 days without a response and harassing them to get our money back, and to the most recent time, which is the one that pushed me over the edge, was non-US Magnus Box partners could not pay their bill with credit card because of a glitch on their end that they were refusing to acknowledge or notify us about. And so what was happening was we always had one or two partners that couldn't pay us through Connect Booster, and we would just send them a QuickBooks invoice and call it a day. But in the last 2 months, month and a half, if any partner that was not in the US wanted to add their credit card, change their credit card, or update any details about their account, it would reject them and not allow them to pay their invoice. And so then we'd have tickets where I'm sending out probably easily 10 to 20 QuickBooks invoices through QuickBooks to take payment. And so it became unbearable and unsustainable to keep doing things that way. Connect Booster was not willing to fix the issue. In fact, they gave us a workaround that would require someone from our team, more than likely Luke, to take credit card information through our ticketing system, through phone, which we don't want to violate PCI compliance on top of that. So we had a moment of truth and we started looking, and Matt kind of pointed me in the direction of Stripe. And I appreciate that, Matt, because that was a huge, it's a huge thing to change platforms, billing platforms especially. And so starting next month on 9/1, just like when our plans change, your email for your invoice will now come from a Stripe billing portal. So we've actually already updated it on our website. There's a link on our homepage to take you to the Stripe billing portal. And what we're going to do is we're going to be manually migrating everyone's invoice, their subscription, over to our new billing portal. Now, the downside with this is that everyone's going to have to input their credit card and payment information again. The good news about that, though, is that we're going to have good data. So I know it's kind of self-serving, but we have a billing button on our homepage. And what's nice about it is, whether you like it or not, I know Luke doesn't like magic links, but once you go there, you type in your email address that's associated with your account, and it will send you a link to click to log in. And from there, you can then see your invoice, pay your bill, update your information. And it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for our team because it's a whole different way of processing our payments, but you can definitely do that. So we've tested it on 2 different partners. I know one of them was Eric, who lets me guinea pig him for absolutely everything. And we appreciate that, Eric. And it seems to be working pretty well. And so as of 9/1, all invoices and subscriptions will be getting migrated to our Stripe billing portal. And that's where invoice will come from. And I think it's actually going to come from billing@magnusbox.com or receipts@magnusbox.com. So it's actually, we've got it all set up to be branded to us. And what's beautiful is that if you're in a different country, it will allow you to use your native country's payment processing system. So I know there's a specific one for the European Union. I know there's a specific one for New Zealand, Australia, and Canada. It's all been enabled. So we're hoping that we can help simplify our billing process to make it easier and more streamlined. On top of that, we can now accept wires. So, anyone that wants to pay us through ACH direct wire, they can now. But I know me, when I pay our vendors, it's on my Spark Capital One card because I want my 2% cash back. I love cash back. So I know that our other goal with making this change, though, is that we're hoping that Matt, and I'm throwing him under the bus on this one without telling us that, he's going to automate and fully automate our billing system here in the near future. So that way we can have a fully automated system.
Wishful thinking, Mike, but yeah, I think Luke's gonna be doing that for the foreseeable future.
We our development team, Seth and Matt, they have been working overtime with all these changes, and it's just, I really appreciate everything they do, because the stuff that we're doing is stuff that I can't do. I can't code to save my life. I can program servers and maintain storage clusters, but when it comes to development, that's where their specialty lies. At least that's what they tell me. So, but yeah, so if you want to give it a shot, partners, go ahead and go to our website, magnusbox.com, and you can then check out our billing portal. You can play around with it. Everyone's account has been added to the new billing portal, and if you want to add your payment information ahead of time, your invoices will be generated on the first of the month, or if you had a special invoice date, it'll be set as well. I know Luke's working on that. He's working on migrating all of those payments over, all the subscriptions, I should say. But yeah, I don't think I had anything else.
There was a quick question in the chat in terms of what partners have to do to get ready for Stripe. I've been sort of on the sideline for this sort of project. I think like Luke and Mike have been spearheading it, but from my understanding, it's all set, right? Basically, just adding a payment method is the only thing partners have to do at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So, all you have to do is go to our website, magnusbox.com, click on the billing link. It'll take you to our billing portal. It'll say powered by Stripe. And then you type in your email address you have on file. It'll send you a magic link. You click it, it logs you in. And then from there, there's only a couple options. You can't really break anything. And so the top will have your subscription, which we may not have set up yet because we still have time before September 1st. The second section will have, your payment information. And the third is your contact information. So if you ever want to update your address, email address, anything, it's right in there. So, but yeah, it's definitely a much needed change. We were one of the lucky ones to be able to get out of our Connect Booster contract because we were pre-Kaseya and we were on a month-to-month plan. So, but yeah, I think it's all good information here. Is there anything else any of our team wants to add before we get into the closing section here or segment?
Oh, I think we checked all the boxes that I was thinking of.
Matt, Luke, anything you want to add to our conversations today?
Nope, I think I'm all good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Now, like I said before, if any of this is overwhelming, if you need a walkthrough, you just need to email us at support@magnusbox.com, and our team can take care of that for you. And then I was just reading through the comments there. Seth always posts something funny in the private chat, and I always got to laugh at it. So if you need to get a hold of us, it's pretty simple, support@magnusbox.com. Also, if you need to, and you don't want to email us, you want to call, you can also call us at 888-933-2975. And like I said, just keep an eye on the Facebook partner group. We'll keep everything updated in there. And otherwise, the rest of you, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, you all have a great rest of your week. Have a good one, guys.